Don't forget to wear your headphones. What a day. Peasants want farmland, merchants want ships in gold, and nobles want all three. Honestly, it's times like these I can see why my father implemented a more barbaric way of rules. And then there's you. Yes, you were constantly fidgeting in your throne all day, and all you managed to achieve was to wrinkle your clothes and challenge me on every decision I made in front of the entire court. Then pray tell me what I hope to achieve in giving the masses an education. They are far too busy working fields, helming my ships, or finding new land for us to claim. Oh yes, your common homeland, isn't it? The one you haven't even set foot in since you were a newborn. Who even told you of such things? Ah, Irving Alistair. I should have guessed as much. Well, the next time you decide to visit him in his prison cell, remind him he still belongs there, won't you? And as for your people, forgive me, our people will soon fall in line with my kingdom's policies. They want to waste their time trying to improve a wheel on a wagon. They can do it on their own time. Well, if history was proof enough of anything, your people are quite stubborn. They don't kneel so easily. Do you really think it will be necessary to let them have the distractions? Very well. I will take it under advisement. Oh, what now? Who's been ruling in your stead? Well, after the death of your dear mother and father, your kingdom more or less has been ruling itself. Your people were quite adamant about not having a foreign ruler, enough to start a rebellion against my father's army. Since then, I'm told it's being run by a council, with the hopes the heir will someday return. How fortunate for them, then, that I intend to reunite you with them. Of course it will be that easy. King Martin and Queen Pavetta were adored by their subjects, so naturally they will love their son, you. Besides, you have something of a charming demeanour about you. That naive innocence people love to see in a child. Oh, I'm sure you've learned a lot about the world tilling farmland and planting crops. But enough with this history lesson. It's been a long day and I want to sleep peacefully tonight. Strange. Why are all the candles out? Did you leave the window open, love? Assassin! Guards! Guards, it's an assassin! Wait, what are you doing? Let go of him. Guards, after her. She's got your king. She locked the door? Well, break it down then. Where did they go? Where are they? Ready every hound, knight, and soldier in the castle. We have to find them.
Hey. Psst. King o' king. Are you asleep? Hey, wake up. Oh, and here I thought I knocked you out cold with that punch. How are you feeling, by the way? Where are you? You're in my hideout. I found this place old and abandoned in the woods, outside the castle. Not the most ideal place to observe you and the queen, but I've had worse. What am I doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to ensure the queen never gets her hands on the Yulton throne. Why? Well, because I was paid to, of course. I'm an assassin, after all. Well, technically, I was aiming for the queen, but you pushed her out of the way. Then, when I tried to reach for her, you got in the way again. So, I had to go with plan B, getting rid of you. Who sent me? Why, your people, of course. Some members in the Council of Yulton decided that stopping that little brat you're married to from ruling the kingdom had to be done at all cost, even if it meant slaying you. Well, if it makes you feel any better, only one council member decided to hire me. The rest shot the idea down and were relieved to hear you were still alive. Shame you'll never see them, though. The reason I'm telling you all this? Oh, well, that's because you're already dead, my lord. You were poisoned while you were drifting in and out of consciousness. I gave you some poison. A simple prick of my blade on your wrist. Don't worry, it'll be painless. You'll just slowly have your senses fade away. You'll get tired, fall asleep, and never wake up. Simple and painless. In the meantime, I felt like talking a little. You are my last contract before retiring, after all. I'm sorry to tell you this, but there's no bartering for your life, my lord. I'm a professional. Once I've accepted a contract, I see it through till the end. This is your last night in this world. Hey, don't get so distraught. It's nothing personal. In fact, you'd be back at the castle right now as the ruler of 2 kingdoms, if you hadn't gotten in my way. Why did you save her, though? You can't honestly tell me you've been having fun with the daughter of the man who murdered your parents. What is it then? Wait, don't tell me. She's not bearing your child, is she? Good. That would have made things more complicated, if that was the case. So, what is it then? Do you like being her closest servant? Because you're nothing more than that. Not in her eyes. Please, you're just a tool to her. A means to an end. All she really seems to care about is surpassing her father. And you and your kingdom just happen to be the way to do it. I'm wrong. Then answer me this, King. How does she treat you? Like an equal or a pawn? What do you think will happen once she announces your existence to Luton and lays claim to it? You honestly think she'll have any use for you then? Maybe if you're lucky, you'll serve as the royal footstool. But more than likely, you would have had an accident. And then she'd be all alone to rule. Maybe if you're very lucky, you'd have sired a child before then to carry on your family's legacy. But in the end, it'd be her legacy. What's that? Your face is going numb. Well, it sounds like the poison is working. Shame we couldn't have met in better circumstances. Say what you will about the Queen, but she was quite lucky to nab such a looker for a king. Well, I should be going. It'll only be a matter of time before the poison fully kicks in. Farewell, King. I'll give you some privacy to make peace with your god. What?
Susa,
How did you find me?
the king tried escaping through the very same forest for months. Now I've spent my childhood in them. And between you carrying the king combined with your weight, your footprints made a bigger impression in the earth. My question to you is, how did you think I wouldn't find you?
Well, regardless, you're too late, my queen. The king will lay dead before the sunrise. The poison is already taking its effect.
What? No, that can't be. You're lying.
Does it look like I'm lying? He seems to have worked up quite a sweat, slumped in that chair.
I'll have your head for this assassin. Guards, get him back to the castle now. And find a cold, damp cell for her to wait her death in.
That won't matter, my dear. Not unless you know what I poisoned him with. And I'd be willing to talk, provided you'd keep your word to release me.
You must be insane to think I'm going to strike a deal with an assassin who tried to kill me less than an hour ago.
Perhaps. But what you aren't is stupid. You know as well as I do, if he dies, all your plans to rule Elton dies along with him. And besides, what kind of queen would let their king die, especially after saving them? Face it, you need me, your highness.
Fine. Guards, restrain her, and take her back to the castle at once. You'd better hope and pray that he lives, because otherwise The people are going to have to come up with a whole new word for what I'm going to do to you.
Oh, so feisty. I can...
Take her away. Now. Hey. Look at me. Everything's going to be fine, I promise. Of course I came to save you. Now keep your eyes open, do you understand me? Hey. Stay awake, that's an order from your queen. Do you hear me? This is no time to be making jokes, my love. Someone help me get him into the carriage. He can hardly stand. Hey, stay awake. We'll be at the castle soon enough. Hey, stay with me. You're awake. Thank goodness, how are you feeling? Tired. So am I, but tonight's almost over. Soon we can go to sleep.
Sorry if I'm ruining the moment here. But, if you could have your guards release me now, I'd like to be on my way.
Oh, that's funny. You think you're going somewhere?
What? Hey, I held up my end of the bargain. Your Highness, your puppet king will be up and walking tomorrow, like nothing happened. Again, with the slap.
Silence. You come to my kingdom, try and assassinate me. Then when you couldn't get the job done because you're just that bad, you tried to assassinate my king, my husband. I never once agreed to keeping you alive. I didn't even agree to give you a quick death.
Wait. You don't have to do this. Please, it wasn't personal. I was just doing my job. Hey, you, king. Help me out here. Control your queen.
If you think for 1 second you're going to weasel your way out of this, I'm sorry. What did you say, love? Don't hurt her. You must be delirious from the poison. I make the rules. I am queen. If you want her head mounted over our fireplace, which it sounds like it with the words pouring from your mouth, better yet, let me hop right out of bed and find someone to mount it on. Do you understand? Don't think for a second that you can tell me what to do. And as for you, assassin, I hope you got a good look at the sun today, because it will be the last time you ever see it. I'm going to make sure you live a long and painful life in my dungeon. By the end of it, you'll have wished you drank the poison.
No, hey, unhand me. You see, you're just a pawn to her. She's just a ruthless...
I've had enough of her tonight. As for you, my love, have you lost your mind? Did you forget she almost killed me? Almost killed you? Everything I worked for, gone in an instant. The dynasty my father worked so hard to build, and you would show her mercy. No point in hurting her. How foolish. She needs to be made an example of to show people what happens when they try to go against me. She will die a slow and painful death for what she's done. I'll make sure of that. And no one will stop me. Especially you. Don't give me that look. I'm going to bed. Thank you for saving me twice tonight and, well, for not dying. Let go of my hand, you fool. I'm still mad at you.